Hey guys, so I wanted to do two different videos today, one for this channel, aka my vlog channel, and then after that I'm going to be doing one for my main channel, which is where I talk about spiritual stuff and like self-help related things. So if you want to check out that channel, I always link in the description below all my videos, as well as I have a personal business that I started a few years ago, and I made a Facebook page for it. Don't really remember when, but I did because it was like public and then it wasn't, and then it was public and then it wasn't. So when you start your own business, it doesn't take off immediately, and then sometimes you lose hope in it or you want to stop for a bit or whatever. Like, not a good idea to stop for a bit, but it's doing okay now, especially then like when I started to have like money to pay to promote it a little bit more. So I'm actually pretty proud of the following I've gained on that page. Like, it's not a huge one, but and they're not all like friends and family, so it's kind of nice. Or even friends of friends and family friends, or that stuff. So it's doing decent in my opinion, and my business is doing decent, and I got another job with another psychic company, so I do that on the side as well. I do that more than anything because my business is still starting out, right? So, and I can't pay to promote it 24/7, so it is what it is. But I've been really behind on my channels. I really want to post more, but my life got way too stressful, and it still is. Nothing has really changed. My knowledge has improved in certain areas, like what I'm dealing with on a mental level, but that's it, really. That's all that's really changed, is just knowledge development, period. And I guess these aren't really good things, but I'm doing school again. Not gonna lie, I was forced into it. Shouldn't be saying these things in these videos, but it can make people hate me. It can totally ruin my life, but at this point, I don't really see a big reason to care. It's, these are things that I'm going to be talking about one way or another in the future, whether it be now or later. I still have a lot of trauma-related issues, and I'm still an angry teenager on the inside. Like, I'm 24 now, but I'm still an angry teenager on the inside. That I will gladly admit, because, well, I still have that problem. I used to not hold grudges easily at all, and now someone will be really mean to me, and I'll hold on to it forever, and they're like, oh, I was just having a bad day. And I'm just like, oh, I'm not over it. Like, I don't get over things easily at all anymore, because the bullshit just has increased rapidly. But yeah, so I was forced back into school because I failed, but I also dropped out. It wasn't clear, because after like 10 absences, you're supposed to get like terminated, is what they called it. And I thought I was terminated, but they kept fucking calling me and bugging me and trying to get me back into school. And I'm like, dude, I have more than well over 10 absences. Why are you still trying to get me to go to school? I thought I was kicked out. And other than that, I failed miserably. I was in for psychology, which I'm really good at psychology, and I took 3 different courses in it in school. Oh, and we had to do like extra credit shit. And I've learned a lot from like psychologists and stuff on YouTube. But, it's just when it comes to reading the textbooks, which I've made a video about this before. I've probably mentioned it in a few of my other videos, but I have a huge, huge struggle with reading. Nothing helps. I've been in special education classes since I was in grade 7, I think. And, I wasn't one of those kids that it was just like we needed more time in a test, or we rushed through things too quickly. It wasn't that. Because there's literally a girl that was in one of my classes that was literally she was really, really smart, but she was only in there sometimes because she would rush through things way too quickly, and sometimes that would affect her ability to get a good grade. to my understanding anyways. We were kind of friends. But yeah. And reading has always been a struggle for me. And it's funny because I'm writing a book as well. I've been working on a book since I was in like grade 8 or 9. It's not even close to being published yet though, but it is closer to being published, and I'm on like chapter 3 or 4 now, and there's gonna be like more than one because a lot of the characters like have very in-depth backstories. So it's gonna be kind of like a whole Marvel thing, you know, where their own characters get their own stories told, their own comic books, that sort of thing. Except they're not comic books, but you know, my book is my life. It's like my whole heart and soul in there, and yeah, so that's in the works. But as well as what else was I talking about? The psychology thing and reading. That's why I failed, is like because there's a lot of reading, and but again, I was forced into school. Am I complaining though? No, because in the sense of at least the only good thing in this is student loans. And right now I'm in graphic designing. So there's that, which makes me a little emotional because yeah, there's a lot more reading coming into it now, and I was failing as it is. I mean, okay, I wasn't like I am and I'm not at the same time. It's the reading though that hinders me a lot, and now like I would skim through the fucking readings and shit and lessons, not gonna lie, because they were exercises, and to my understanding they weren't mandatory, but they weren't graded, they weren't anything, so they weren't worth anything, you didn't have to hand them in. But now my other teacher says that I have to hand them in, and not the ones that I've already passed obviously, but the course that I'm currently on right now, because you know there's like different courses or whatever you want to call them, I guess. But now the course that I'm on, supposed to hand in the lessons, and to be able to do that, and not to mention all the assignments are based off the lessons. Like, take the picture from lesson da 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 and continue editing it. And it's like, I'm not even close. I haven't even read the first paragraph in lesson 1 because I can't. And trying to talk to your teacher about it, it's even harder. Wow, I'm getting really emotional. Because I tried to even talk to, like, can't remember if it was, no, it was English class, yeah, because, you know, you do some reading in social studies, too. Technically, in all your classes, you do some reading. But, yeah, we were doing, like, some social studies, in some, social study units, you do, like, there was, like, twice in social studies where we did, like, a book thing. Like, an actual book, not a textbook. And, so it was like an English thing, and I'm like, I was open with my teacher. I told her, like, doesn't matter how I read. Like, again, with the whole special education classes, all of us kids get learning examinations. I think it's once a year, or once every semester. I think it's once every semester, actually. Either way, when I got that test done, wow, this is gonna be a long video. But when I got that test done, one of the things is obviously testing your reading ability. Now we are read to, then we get an audio recording that reads it, and they're all different stories, keep in mind. So we have an audio recording read to us, we read to ourselves, and then the teacher also reads to us. Every time that I was done, and they were short stories, like they were only like a paragraph long. Every time I was done, there was questions afterwards, and the first time I was like, I don't know, because I forget everything that I read very easily. And then the next, part of the reading thing would kick in. So, like, I would, like, let's see if I can remember this in order. So the teacher would read to me, and then I was, like, through the questions, like, 10 questions or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know, to all the fucking answers, because I didn't know, because I don't remember shit that I fucking read, especially with books. And then and I mean, like, literally nothing. You ask the questions, my brain goes blank. And, yeah. And it's not in my brain regardless. So, people are like, oh, you love Divergent so much. Well, and okay, this pisses me off when people are like, you're not a real fan if you haven't read the books. I'm like, yeah, well, I fucking can't. And there are some people out there that can't. So stop being an asshole about it and just let live, or whatever you, like. It pisses me off because it's like some people literally can't read. It's not that they don't want to or they're too lazy. Some people literally can't, like me, okay? And it pisses me off when people are like, you're not a true fan, because it's like, if I could read the books, I would gladly, but I can't. So it also really bugs me when, like, because it bugs me too, because, like, a lot of the movies and shows that I like are based off books. And some of them, the contracts don't hold up or whatever, like in the Divergent. I know very little of what happens at the end of Divergent, and that's from people telling me or me watching interviews or whatever, like the cast talking about some of the things. Like, that's the only way that I learn those things. And but yeah, so the teacher read to me, I don't know, I'll tell the fun questions, and then the audio tape played of another story. Questions came again. I don't know. And then I read to myself after that a different story. And same thing when the questions came along. It's like, I don't know. And throughout the reading lessons, learning examinations more so. Reading examinations, specifically, it got to the point where I was just like, literally, I would hesitate and pretend like I actually had something to think about, but really I was just in self-pity in my head the whole time, because it's like, I don't know, and I don't know. But I wanted to make it kind of look like I actually had something in my brain. But no. And it's, again, frustrating because you try to talk to your teachers about it and they literally, they won't do anything because they can't. Because the reading is sometimes part of the lesson. And so they're kind of just like, sucks to suck. Because if there's nothing that helps you maintain what you're reading, because people are like, oh, well, there's audiobooks, or I can even read it to you, and I'm like, it doesn't make a difference one way or the other. It doesn't make a difference. I don't remember anything at all, and I never will, because it's just how it always is. And I've tried multiple different ways, like, to try and fix it. It just doesn't happen. And I don't think I'll ever improve. But yeah. And some people are like, you're not trying hard enough, and that's why you're not, well, because you're not focusing, you're not doing this, and you're not doing that. It's like, dude, I've tried everything you could list to me to try and fix this. It's not fixable. And, like, even ADHD meds, which I'm told have really fucked people up, and I trust that entirely because, well, the problem I'm having right now is heightened emotions. I just weaned off all my medication because doctors are very hard to get appointments with right now. I mean, even before COVID, I didn't find it easy to get doctor appointments. That's a big reason why, well, one of the biggest reasons why, no, not one of the biggest reasons why I fought against pharmaceuticals. Because I have a lot of mental issues right now. And that I've also made personal videos about, or not personal videos, on my vlog channel, which are my personal videos technically, but yeah, because they get more into my personal life. But yeah, so I just weaned off my medication. And I did it correctly, don't worry. Like, I was very, very safe about it. But, yeah, because it was making me very, very sick. And now my emotions are way out of whack. And I also blame pharmaceuticals for that because my emotions were not out of whack before. And to me, that says a lot about them. And another thing is, well, they do fuck you up, whether it be physically or mentally or both. I've witnessed it happen to people. Oh my god, have I witnessed it? Like, that's enough to make me cry as well right now. And people I know that are very close to me, well, I'm not going to say that they lied about their stories because I know damn well that they didn't. Like, I don't trust pharmaceuticals, and I never will in a million years. And I would never recommend them to people, ever. I mean, I would never recommend, well, I could recommend against them. And the thing is I wouldn't really care if someone tried to get me in trouble for that, because at the end of the day, it's like, I am here to help people in this life, and I am not about to go and recommend something that could fuck someone up in the head harder than it ever has before. And the fact that a pill has the ability to fuck you up mentally and physically, whether you take it or you don't, you're fucked. You know, I'm not going to recommend that to people. And that's why I fought so hard to not take them. But in my situation, I'm very desperate. So I let it slip. And I decided to give them another shot. Very bad idea, because now I'm all sorts of fucked up. Now, I also feel motion sick very frequently. And that's also why I started weaning off of them, because they were making me very, very, very sick. Unbearably sick. And now, and now, it still hasn't gone away. Well, it has for the most part, but now it comes back randomly. And I really hope that that goes away. I really do. But either way, I'm pissed. And the natural route, people are like, yeah, see, because the natural route didn't work. And I'm like, actually, yes, it did. It's just too expensive, because anything that actually helps people, and this is a fucking common ass pattern that I've noticed, because even with someone that's close to me, I guess I'm not going to say, because, well, they're not asking to have their life all over the internet, right? But someone close to me is also very sick. They found the natural route that was working. No unnatural route was not working for them. Like, well, it wasn't working for them. None of the non-natural routes were working for them. They found something that was natural, and it was working for them tremendously. But it was too expensive, and they couldn't afford it, because it's not supported by the government. So you don't get any sort of coverage over it. And that's the same thing with all natural medicine. All the medicines that I've seen actually start curing people is not backed up by the government. Fucking wonder why. But that's not the point of this video. So yeah. Anyways, I had someone actually reach out to me today for a psychic reading. And like on my Facebook page that I have, and they were asking if I was doing okay, or like if I'm doing better, or if I'm like still in having the same issues that I was having before. And well, it's part of the update of this video, is I'm still having I'm still having all the issues I was having before, really. What did I call it? The video, like, I think I called it Going Crazy or something like that. Yeah, because that's just it. Is now, I have crippling anxiety. Well, I think crippling's an understatement. Like, I got severe panic attacks for quite a few years, And I never thought that there was anything worse out there. And then this started to happen to me. I say this because I don't even know what to call it. And doctors are like, so you're having panic attacks. And I'm like, this is beyond panic attacks. This is beyond a panic attack's ability, honestly. Like, some people think that I've been having seizures. So I'm gonna get that checked out, honestly, because I don't doubt it for a second, because I can get so anxious now to the point that my body freezes. I freeze. More than anything, half my brain feels like it's... The best I can explain it is that if half my brain could go paralyzed, that's what it's like. Really, because I forget where I am sometimes. I forget how to open a fucking door. Like, I can get lost in a hallway, like, and literally a straight hallway that has no turns except for one. And I get lost because my brain just, I can forget how to turn a doorknob. Like, that's what it is. And, one solution is to be sedated 24/7, but, it can also, well, no, it's not scary to be sedated. It's just that, again, like, for obviously, safety reasons, doctors don't give them to you that easily, and they don't give you a lot, and they don't, if you start to rely on them, they'll take you off of them. And simple as that. But I don't have a lot of options right now, and I don't sedate myself 24/7. But I have a lot of anxiety issues right now. That I will say. I will still categorize it as under anxiety, but I don't know what to call it, because I've had, and again, like, I didn't think that there was anything worse than panic attacks. We never do when we get them, but whatever this is, I've cried. I've literally straight up cried because I'm not getting panic attacks anymore. When I get these new attacks, I've cried because I'm not getting panic attacks anymore. Now I'm going like full-blown fucking crazy. I should be in a hospital right now, but I don't want to be. And if anything else, a care home, and I don't want to be. And it sucks because it's ruined relationships as well, because I just have so many mental issues right now. And the government also, well, I can't say that this is a government issue. I don't really know if it is or not. But it's just an issue in the world in general that we don't have a solution for it yet, for people my age that need, like, in-home care, and they can't get it, So it's very stressful. And it's scary. Very, very scary. But no, basically, I have very severe anxiety with being left alone physically. Like, I need to have, like, even in an apartment, like, I need to have someone in the room with me, and not like in the apartment itself, as an example. Because, like, apartments, you're not really ever alone. There's people in the building with you, so I can't just say I need someone in the building with me, because no, like, I need someone in the actual space with me. But it doesn't have to be like, I don't need people to, like, follow me to the bathroom or, like, anything like that, or even wait outside the door. Like, I just need a person in the area that's not, like, I don't know, like, in the same house or in the same apartment building, not building, apartment room. Like, that's what I need. God, this is a long video. But yeah, like, that's what I need. And I did get a therapy dog. And he's almost 2 years old now. Kind of. On April 6th, he'll be 2 years old. And then he has a vet appointment in March. Which is, again, good thing for student loans, because it's the only way I can afford it right now. But he needs, updates. we'll just say health updates. I don't know. But he's doing good as well. People adore him. He's a really good boy, and he gets that a lot. And he was gonna be a service dog for me, but he's not. Like, there's very little training left that he needs to be able to qualify. And aside from that, like, it's more so just for when I, like, go out places, because when I get anxious enough, like in the mall or something like that, I can literally, like, my brain freezes, and it can start to, like, my arms and my legs can start to kind of, like, want to give out and all that. And, like, I used to have to take carts with me everywhere I go. That's gotten a little bit better, but, you know, that's kind of why I got my dog, is so, like, I could just have that kind of companion, I guess. And also, he can carry my weight. So if I really, like, couldn't get myself, like, out of a place or to safety, but, like, he could do that. And, like, yeah, that's more so the purpose that I see for him when it comes to being a service dog, is just the ability to help me get around places easier. Still gonna be able to do that shit alone. And, you know, people bring up, like, me being alone, like, all the time. And here's the thing, exposure therapy, like, that's part of what caused this, is to get as bad as it did, is because I tried the exposure therapy and it really messed me up so much more. Like, yes, sometimes exposure therapy is the answer, but not in this case. This is a different situation, and that's because a lot of it stems from the fact that I also isolated myself for 11 years of my life. That's okay. And it did a lot of damage to me, obviously. And so now I need to build a life for myself. That's what I've been finding has actually been helping and changing things, is me being more independent in ways where, no, I'm not physically being left alone, but, and that's the thing, I can't be physically left alone, but I can do everything else that's allowing me to grow. And I can't even give an example as to what, but, you know, like going to hang out with friends, or going to, like, Walmart with a friend, or, you know, just stuff like that. Like, it's helping my brain train itself to be an independent adult. So it's therefore also training my brain that I don't need to rely on people. Also, sorry if you can hear all that noise, roommates. So I hope not. I hope that's not in the background too much, or at all. Preferably not at all, but we'll see, because I have no clue. But, yeah, what was I talking about just recently? Oh man, but this video is definitely gonna be over soon, because it's getting very long, and I don't see what else I really need to talk about. But, okay, I thought I was running out of time for a second, but I actually just got a Snapchat on my phone. I'm trying to really remember what I was saying. Maybe I'll pause this for a second so I can resume. And I pause now rather than edit my videos, because when I edit my videos, I don't know, it just fucks up the videos so much. And I'm not about to pay for an editor. Not yet. Not till I actually have a reliable income source. And, like, you know, because, like, dog food's expensive, and then medicine and all of that. Because, like, I'm on natural stuff again. It's just that I don't have a doctor anymore to trust with that, the natural stuff. I did, and then he changed as a person, so now I don't. But, yeah, gosh, what was I saying before? I don't know. I guess you guys kind of get the gist of it, though. Like, little things are helping me, but exposure therapy is not an option. And like I said, when people are like, well, being alone and like, just anything about me being alone or walking too, I can't do that either because I have so much trauma with walking because of other people. Well, really just other people, because even what started my trauma with walking was because of someone else, someone who forced me out of the house in dangerous weather conditions that, well, basically made my body start to go numb and made me hyperventilate. So that's the trauma on its own. And I have forgiven the situation. My body, however, has not. And I don't know, maybe I'm still a little upset about it. She's not a bad person or anything, but that pushed it. That was bad. And believe it or not, we were still friends after that. But, yeah. So, that fucked me up. And then a lot of abandonment. Then it was a lot of people abandoning me in the middle of the fucking road when I would start to freak out because priorities. So, yeah. So that fucked me up even more. So now I can barely walk a block without fucking freaking the fuck out and having to turn around. Like, I just can't do it. I can't. So walking is another issue, which is part of my issue with going to the mall too. It's actually for someone's Christmas present. I wanted to go get them a candle in a store in the mall, but couldn't because I couldn't do the walking. And even with someone I trust, it would still be very difficult. So, yeah, so those are my current issues. And just an update, nothing's really gotten better. If anything, it's gotten worse. And now that I've weaned off my medication, my emotions are way out of control. And my anxiety is way out of control again. So I'm probably going to get back on them. Don't want to, but I'm going to have to. Because like I said, I don't have a naturopathic doctor to help me, guiding me down the right path with the natural stuff. But the natural stuff was working, and I still do have my natural medicine. I just don't know how to use it properly. So it's not really much of an option. And aside from that, like, I was taking Zoloft, and Zoloft was really, really helping me. And so I do want to get on it again. Do I trust it? Not with my life. But right now, it's what I have. And it just has to help me build that bridge across. Because it does help me face my anxiety a lot more. But again, it's not really about exposure therapy at this point because I've tried that and it doesn't work. It just does more damage because my body will get hit down so many times that I can't get back up. Well, just barely. It's like a person on crutches. And then, like their leg or whatever, say a broken leg, and they're on crutches. They're healing. But then you push them over, you push them down the staircase, it breaks all over again, then they're not healed. That's exactly what it's like. It's like constantly breaking someone's leg and refusing to let it heal. That's what it is. Like, I need to be able to actually function to heal. I need to be able to, whoa. Wow. Said that twice. I need to be able to actually think clearly. I need to be able to have a clear conscience. I need to be able to do a lot of different things to be able to get better that I can't do when my head is constantly being pushed like that. And get to the point where like I wouldn't even be able to eat for like a month. So I'd be like fucking nibbling on food because I just like I can't. I'd be getting like migraines through my entire face and eventually would start to travel down my spine. So like I'm in a really big situation right now and it hasn't really gotten any better. But Zoloft was at least helping quite a bit. But I still don't trust pharmaceuticals regardless. I'm not saying that they can't and that they don't help, but I'm saying I don't trust them as a whole because they can fuck with you if you stop taking them. Noted. I mean, I knew that beforehand, but like, you know, to know that they can fuck you up if you stop taking them, to know that they can, like, I even had a friend who he couldn't afford his medication for a little bit, so he started having, well, withdrawal symptoms. And again, that's not fucking medicine. Like, what? And again, I could see someone trying to get me into shit for saying this in the future, like way in the future. But again, why would I ever recommend something that if you even stop, like if you can't afford your medicine for a little bit, like even a week, and it can just totally fuck up a person's head and make them want to kill themselves, I'm never, ever going to, and I've literally watched people crying their eyes out, wanting to take their lives because a pill is trying to convince them that. And it's like, because a pill is fucking with their head. And it's like terrifying. It's terrifying to watch, and it's sad to watch, and you can't do anything about it. And especially if you're in the situation yourself, like my mind is very spiritually awakened. So when I take a pill and my body starts to lose control over itself, I start to panic. That wasn't like a problem like with Zoloft or anything like that. I'm just saying in general, like, if something that extreme was happening to me, I would freak the fuck out. Like, even with tattoos, like, I'm scared to get more because I'm claustrophobic in a lot of senses. So even like having something like stuck to my skin, like yes, there's laser removal and stuff like that, but even just the idea that like this is stuck to my skin otherwise, I was starting to get very vivid like temptations to like start like scraping at it and like, you know, yeah, don't want to get this video flagged. But yeah, like that's like, and the fact that pills can do that to a person, I don't trust it, and I never will. But right now, what else can I do? Natural medicine isn't really affordable, and again, I don't really have a doctor that I can talk to right now about that stuff. So I mean, I already talked about my struggles with reading, so learning is very hard for me unless someone is talking to me or I'm watching a lot of videos. So yeah, but luckily all the people that I do learn from are people that do or can read and also learn from people all around the fucking world, so that's very beneficial. But and then personal experience, of course, is a teacher on its own. So yeah, but, and please don't leave anything in the comments of like, you know, why I should trust pharmaceuticals or why they're like, I'm not trying to start fights. I'm just saying my opinion and how I really don't think that they're safe for people. And I do think that it's something that we should definitely not consider medicine, and something that should have been fixed a fucking damn long time ago. Like, it's like a solution or something that can help someone, but it comes with a price. And to me, that's not really a solution. That's a solution with a hiccup that needs to be fixed. Period. That's it. But yeah, this video is like fucking 40 minutes long, so by the time I do the ending of this video, it will be. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here, and I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video, if you made it to the end, that is. And also I will link my main channel in the description below this video, and as well as my business that I started a few years ago, so you guys can check those out if you'd like to. And also feel free to leave any recommendations or questions you guys may have for me below this video, or even on my main channel. I always say that at the end of those videos too, because ideas for my main channel especially are greatly appreciated, because, you know, ideas, they're good, they're awesome. They help us thrive in this life. But yeah, so I'm going to end this here. And yes, it is 40 minutes. Holy wow.